What's good, YouTube land? That Word Collector here. Recently, I binged watched all of Ultraman Orb, and it made me hella want to get an Orb ring. So I did. This is the DX Orb ring. Now, the first release of the Orb ring came with a special card of the original Ultraman. That I feel like I have. I don't know whether I should pronounce it with the accent or not, because I don't know. It just feels proper to say Ultraman with that accent. You'll see why, because the toy will do the same thing. But luckily, I did get that first release card in the set. They did release a further later on in Orb's show. Uh, they released another version, or just re-released this toy, but with more cards eventually, with the other two forms right here. I did not get that one, but I do need to get those cards, in my opinion. So on the front, you see Ultraman Orb. Spacium Zeppelion is a base form throughout the show. And his other forms up here, Burn Might, Hurricane Slash, and Thunder Breaster. As funny as that name is, it relates to the breastplate, which is actually the name of a piece of armor on your chest, the breastplate. But it shows the card being scanned, the cards that it takes to form Spacium Zeppelion, along with the other two cards for Burn Might. On the top, you get a picture of all the forms just doing stuff. Spacium Zeppelion just wanting to give you a fist bump. Burn Might doing something. Thunder Breaster just looking ominous in the background. And Hurricane Lance there just with his lance. Then you get another picture of the toy right here. You'd think at this point I'd be used to the mirroring, but I'm not, or I never will be. Another shot of Orb with his name right there, Spacium Zeppelion. Although he's blocking his own name by doing a Haya. And on the other side, you do get Burn Might. Does it have his name there? Yep, it does. Although he's also blocking it with his head this time. It says it right there. Burn Might. We also have a good old sad Pac-Man. He's sad because Ultraman hasn't protected him yet. He's a big Ultraman fan. And on the back, you have all the things the toy can do. So let's get it open. I forget which. Open here. So here is the first release, upside down. Hold on. I'll show that off in a second. Inside, there's the orb ring. Put that down. Here is the orb ring. I like the look of it a lot. It's very simple with the aforementioned ring up here, where this is where the LEDs are. This right here, this little splotch of red is where you scan the card. I'll show that all up. It does look very much Ultramani, if that is a word. I don't think that's a word. But with the red, the silver, and the black, a little bit of blue, fits very well. See, I've tried to watch Ultraman Rue, and just the fact that their transformation device is the main thing that puts me off, because like it's cheesy. Like they do, like this looks awesome in the way, like I can't pose because I'm the couch behind me, but this is subtle and like you can hide it away, although it's a little bit big. It's not exactly 1-to-1 scale. It's close though, because the thing about Ultraman, their main forms are gigantic, the size of buildings. So their human forms tend to transform with items that are more scale towards like this size, like this. The 1-to-1 scale is a little bit bigger than this because he can fit all his or his whole hand in it. Where this is a little bit smaller for kids. I can only fit 3 fingers comfortably. But that's the main thing I noticed between Ultraman and say Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, their weapons are scale because they're still human scale, so their weapons are big, but they're big scale to them. Ultraman, freaking 50 meters tall, the size of a building. You can't release a toy that's the size of a building. So the humans use ones that are closer to this size. You might as well. That was a long rant about nothing. I'll open this. I'm much. I think my end thought was I'm much more willing to forgive the size of Ultraman toys when compared to Kamen Rider and Super Sentai toys. So, gotta pull it. This is the special card for Ultraman with his cape, because basically every one of the original Ultraman from that era, Sophie, Jack, Ace, Taro, Leo, they all get capes because they're the oldest. Essentially, well, I don't think they've never really explained the cape, but I think it's just a thing you get if your Ultraman career lasts a really long time. Because I believe it's something like the 17 human years is something like 5,000 Ultraman years, somewhere in that equivalent, because they're really old. But it's a special card. It's just him in a pose with a cape and a gold background. And here's the back of the card. I'll compare it to the rest of the other cards you get in the set. Now, it surprised me where the cards actually were. Right here. When I first got it out of the box and thought they were going to be inside here. But no. Ooh. Here, I'll give you a scale comparison. They're the same size as a Pokemon, as a regular playing card, basically. Here are the cards. You get 4 cards with the regular version. You get 4 more cards to form the other 2 forms in I guess the special one. And I don't know how many cards the premium Bandai one released with, because I believe they released. No, they didn't release the regular. This one, they released the Dark Orb ring as premium. So, let's go. Let's go first with Ultraman himself. He does form. He does form the basis of quite a few Ultraman forms. So you can see they're both Ultraman, the same, but they're in different poses with different backgrounds. I believe they're the same number. They're almost the same number. One's premium, the special. This one's premium, but they both can form Spacium Zaperion with Kamen Rider. Wow. I can't believe I just said that. Ultraman Tiga. Indicated by that little picture of Tiga in the corner. I have started watching Tiga, but they also have those little orange lines are different for some reason. Like on all sides of the ring, they're a little bit different, which is interesting. We have Ultraman Tiga here in his I think it's his base form. It's not. Again, I've only watched three or four episodes of Tiga, so the other one's Sky type. I'm Power type. I'm not sure what his base form is called if it has a name, but he's one of the only Ultraman that actually has purple on him. Because the Ultraman color scheme is very kind of generic red, silver, occasionally blue. So to have some purple is actually kind of unique amongst them. And you can see he fuses with Ultraman because there's a picture of him in the corner. He's T2 in the card numbering system. Again, I don't know what the rest of this means. There's a barcode up there because I forget what part of this the device actually scans, but they do have barcodes. And then we have Ultraman Taro in a reaching out pose, I guess, who's one of the original Ultra brothers. It's Ultraman Jack, or Ultraman Jack, Zophie, Ultraman Ace, Taro, Leo, and Ultra 7, I believe, are the ones that are considered the brothers. There might be more, but I think those are the main brothers, the Ultra brothers. But here's Taro. What makes him special is his horns. Him and Leo are actual brothers. I think they're the rest of them are like brothers in name only, and that they were all like the original 6 or 7. But him and Leo are blood brothers. They're just everyone else is just the same race basically. But he has a little symbol represent because his signature is fire, and there's his back. He's T3, and he has a little picture of what is it? Mebius, Ultraman Mebius, right there. I don't know why it took me a second to remember that. And here is the card for Ultraman Mebius. I know little of Mebius. I've watched uh, one special that involved him, but I don't remember if it was subtitle. No, it was subtitle. I don't know much about Mebius. And he does look cool. And he is doing the basically the exact same pose as Taro, just on the opposite side. There's his symbol right down there. On the back, he is T4, and he has the picture of Taro right there. So let's get into the noises this makes. The on-off switch is right there. A button right there. And on the back, that's the battery compartment. It takes 3 AAAs. Yes, it does. Even though it doesn't say it takes 3 AAAs. This toy was released in 2016, so. Can you hear that? Whatever. I'm gonna do this all properly. Utorman-san. Tiga-san. 光の力、お借りします。And loosely, what I said loosely translates to "Lend me the power of your light." Where's the I forget where the speaker is. Oh, it's actually right in the handle. right in there. And you do get a final attack, which... Oh, you also... It also resets. So if you just press the button, you get a transformation with no distinct call. So now, let's do it with the special card. It just says special. So it doesn't change anything. And then press the button again for the final attack. And that's the basis of the transformation. You can actually, if you put them back up, it will reset, or if you wait long enough. You do get a special noise if you use the card by itself. So I think it's something like a light. Oh, you also get his final attack if you. So just to show, you do not get a different noise with just the regular Ultraman card. Also, putting them up resets it. Yeah, you don't get the... Yeah, the only thing that's special about this one is it gives a little phrase, which... Something about light and protecting Manny, I think. Do individual for Tiga as well. Okay. Zeppelion calls it, which it fire a beam out of their arm. I love that that's the Ultraman final attack is just beam, or I forget if it's which side it's on, but oh well. Now we'll go for Burn Might, his other form. Taro-san. Mebius-san. Atsuyatsu. Tadorimasu. You get Burn Might and do the final attack. Dynamite! You have to say it aggressively, because it's almost like it's almost a suicide attack, really, in how it's used, where it sets his whole body on fire. Hold on, I'll turn this off for a second. But I believe the transformation phrase is, I think it's lend me the power of your heat or something. I forget the exact translation of Matsui, but I'm pretty sure it's something to do with hot because it's his fire-based form. I don't know if Mebius. I think Mebius' deal is fire as well. I think both what these guys have in common is their base forms use fire. That's why you get to burn might. So I'm gonna turn it back on, and we'll summon them individually. Stobium calls. It literally just translates as beam. The cause head just translates as beam. Mebium Shuto. And just I'll show you guys just in case anyone's curious. It doesn't matter which way around you do the thing. So I could do Tiga first. And they actually form the purple light, which is nice. Oh, one last thing. The belt, this thing has way more fusions than the show actually used, because well, they're the thing I love about Ultraman is the fact that they embrace all their past history, like almost every season, where like Ultraman show up, they work together. It's like they celebrate their history all the time, which some people I've seen get tired of because like every single gimmick is fusing previous rider powers or Ultraman powers. I don't do a lot of Ultraman reviews, so I'm used to just it's not something I say a lot. Something I watch a lot. Watch a lot more Ultraman than Kamen Rider Super Sentai. Uh, I'm trying. Where was I going? Other than them embracing their past all the time, I don't remember. But because he's shown up like in in later seasons, and they have a Gamba Rising as well for Ultraman. He has a lot of forms that never get seen anywhere. They're like the more cards you get, you can find random forms, but with these cards, you can't. Aren't really any. I don't believe. I'll just test it. If you do two that aren't a fusion, it'll do this. It doesn't give you a proper form. we're just gonna go through all the cards, just so I don't miss anything. Oh, and you can scan them on the other side. It doesn't really. It just has to go through the whole card. Nope. I'll turn it off. So, comes to the final verdict. Would I recommend this thing? I absolutely love it. While the motion it does is very like subtle. It it's good enough in my opinion, which is weird. Like if you're a fan of Orb, absolutely track it down. The thing is though, there's a caveat because while finding the Orb ring at not too expensive is not hard to do. They crop up a lot on Mandarake, which is where I got it. Don't look on eBay because they're absolutely ridiculous in price. The other thing is the rest of the card sets are also really hard to get at decent prices. Like nobody sells the other fusion sets anymore, the ones for his Hurricane Slash and his Thunder Breaster. There are also forms like Trinity Fusion, his Orb Origin form, which I hope to get the Origin Orb Caliber eventually. Things like, well, Lightning Attacker, which is just two of the Trinity Fusion cards, things like that. They're hard to find, unfortunately, which makes it hard to complete, which is annoying and hard to recommend. Just for this, I think you get a good enough package to justify. Don't spend over $100. Is what I would say, because that's what you're gonna get charged on eBay. On Mandarake, it's closer to 4,000 or 5,000 yen, which is lower, like 50 to 60 bucks, which is definitely you get two transformations and tons of sounds. And frankly, I just love card collecting, so it appealed to me quite a bit. Now, the thing I thought of, but is different companies own Ultraman compared to Kamen Rider Super Sentai. The toys are still produced by Bandai, but I'm looking at. I don't know if there's a. Yep, there's a big Bandai logo right there. Ooh. But the companies that own Ultraman is different. It's not Toei, so you're never gonna see Ultraman join up with Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, and therefore you're probably never gonna find gimmicks that go both sides. So like the only thing I could think of is maybe Decade's cards might activate something in this, but it's highly unlikely. Although these barcodes are what the Deca driver scans, so theoretically you could mess around and see if you can get some sound out of the Deca driver with these. But I might do that at some point. Overall, I'm really I'm really satisfied with this. Compared to the other transformation engine device I have for Ultraman, I'm I, I enjoy Ultraman a lot, and I recommend checking out Orb and then checking out this toy. And I thought I had a better. I don't have a better point to end on. So yeah, highly recommended. The collecting everything else related to it is going to be annoying though. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. And then be the power of your light. So until next time, keep it weird. Bye.